Dinah's innocence, warmth, and lack of pretension deeply impressed Charles. She seemed like the perfect choice for a royal bride. By the late 1970s, Prince Charles was under immense pressure to marry. The royal family and the public wanted him to settle down with a suitable young woman. Dinah Spencer, she yet graceful, seemed to fit the role perfectly. She was young, beautiful, and came from an aristocratic background. Most importantly, she appeared untainted by scandal and carried a pure image. Dinah herself was just 19 when the relationship began to deepen. She was living in London, working as a kindergarten assistant and enjoying a simple life. Suddenly, her world changed overnight. Charles began inviting her to Balmoral, Sandringham, and royal gatherings. The press quickly picked up on the romance. The young Dinah was suddenly thrust into the spotlight. She was photographed constantly, followed by reporters everywhere she went. Her friends recalled that she often had to hide under blankets in cars to escape the flashing cameras. Yet, despite the intrusion, she remained cheerful and composed. In February 1981, the world received the news they had been waiting for. Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer were officially engaged. Diana appeared before the press in a royal blue suit, chosen to match her famous sapphire and diamond engagement ring. The ring chosen by Diana herself would later become iconic and eventually worn by Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge. In their first interview as an engaged couple, Charles made the now famous remark, "Whatever in love means," when asked about their relationship. Dinah, however, was glowing, clearly excited about her future. Preparations for the royal wedding were massive. The event was to be the wedding of the century. Dinah was fitted for a gown designed by David and Elizabeth Emanuel. The dress was made of ivory silk, decorated with thousands of pearls, and featured the longest train in royal wedding history, 25 feet. On July 29, 1981, the day of the wedding arrived. The world watched on awe as Diana stepped out of the glass coach at St. Paul's Cathedral. Nearly 750 million people across the globe tuned in on television. It was a true fairy tale moment. Dinah looked radiant, nervous yet graceful as she walked down the aisle. The ceremony was filled with grandeur and tradition. As Dinah spoke her vows, she made a subtle but historic change. She omitted the word obey, a decision that signaled her independent spirit. The crowd outside cheered as the couple exchanged rings. After the ceremony, Dinah and Charles appeared on the balcony of Buckingham Palace. The world roared with joy as they shared a brief but famous kiss. That moment, Dinah was no longer just Lady Dinah Spencer. She became Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales. The fairy tale seemed complete. Newspapers called it the beginning of a new royal era. The young, shy girl had now become the most photographed woman in the world. Following the wedding, Dinah's popularity soared. Everywhere she went, people gathered in massive numbers to see her. She was adored not only for her beauty, but also for her genuine warmth. Other royals, she reached out to people, shook hands, and connected with ordinary citizens. Dinah quickly became a global fashion icon, admired for her sense of style. Designers from around the world sought to dress her. But behind the glamour and the smiles, life was not as perfect as it seemed. Diana was now part of the royal machine and it came with enormous pressure. The expectations of being the perfect princess weighed heavily on her young shoulders, and soon cracks began to appear in the royal marriage. After the wedding, Diana settled into her new role as the Princess of Wales. She moved into Kensington Palace, which became her permanent home. The young princess was adjusting to royal life, but it wasn't easy. Diana was expected to follow strict protocols, attend formal events, and represent the monarchy. Every move she made was watched by the media and judged by the public. But Dinah had a natural gift for connecting with people. She was warm, approachable, and compassionate in ways the royal family was not known for. Her first official tours with Prince Charles were a success. Crowds adored her, often cheering louder for Dinah than for Charles himself. This was the beginning of a quiet tension between the couple. Dinah's greatest joy, however, came in 1982. On June 21st, 1982, she gave birth to her first son, Prince William Arthur Philip. The nation celebrated the arrival of the future king. Dinah was determined to be a hands on mother, unlike the traditional royal approach. She broke royal tradition by taking William with her on tours, refusing to leave him behind. This decision made her relatable and even more beloved by the public. In September 1984, Diana gave birth to her second son, Prince Henry Charles, known as Harry. With two young sons, Diana felt complete as a mother. She often said her happiest moments were with William and Harry. Despite her struggles in marriage, her love for her children never wavered. Dinah also began to shine as a humanitarian. She visited hospitals, schools, and charities, meeting people others overlooked. Unlike most royals, she wasn't afraid to hug, touch, and comfort strangers. In the 1980s, when the world was fearful of HIV/AIDS, Dinah shattered stigma. She famously shook hands with an AIDS patient without wearing gloves. A single gesture changed global perception and reduced fear around the disease. Dinah also worked tirelessly for children's hospitals, the homeless, and landmine victims. She became known as the Queen of Hearts for her compassion. While the world admired her, her marriage was slowly breaking apart. Charles and Diana were drifting further away from each other. Charles maintained a long friendship with Camilla Parker Bowles, which troubled Diana deeply. Diana once described her marriage as crowded, famously saying, "There were three of us in this marriage." The media soon picked up on the tension between the couple. Stories of affairs, arguments, and unhappiness filled newspapers. Dinah struggled with intense emotional pain and feelings of isolation. She developed eating disorders, including bulimia, which she later spoke about openly. Despite her struggles, Dinah continued her royal duties with grace. She carried herself with dignity in public even when her private life was collapsing. The press adored her but also caused her great distress. Paparazzi followed her every move, sometimes endangering her safety. By the late 1980s, the marriage was in serious trouble. Charles and Dinah rarely appeared happy together in public. They often traveled separately and lived almost separate lives. Rumors of divorce began circulating, though the palace denied them at first. Still, Dinah's popularity only grew. She had become a global icon,